time to bring you some exclusive music. And this artist has been streamed more than 2.5 billion times. She inspired Billie Eilish to start writing her own material, and her latest album, The Gods We Can Touch, has reached the top 10 in the UK's charts. I'm delighted to say that this morning I'm joined by singer, songwriter and producer Aurora, ahead of her tour, which hits these shores later this month. Good morning, Aurora. How are you? Is she there? Oh. I think I've just lost Aurora. Maybe we're going to play her song. If we play her song, and then we will try and get Aurora up afterwards. So Aurora very kindly recorded a beautiful version of her track A Dangerous Thing, and we'll try and get and have a little chat with her afterwards. But right now, here is that track by Aurora. Enjoy. The beautiful voice of Aurora with an exclusive version of her song A Dangerous Thing made just for us. And delighted to say that Aurora joins me now. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, I'm wonderful, thank you. And you?
Yeah, all the better to be speaking to you. Talk to me about that song, A Dangerous Thing. What's it about?
Well, it's a song from my newest album, and it's about, or I guess it's about many things. And I often enjoy to see people figure out any meaning in any song for themselves, because that's the beauty in music, isn't it? That it becomes a personal thing. But I guess, we often happen to find ourselves in a relationship, relationships with either people or things. Or, there are many things in this world, I think, that we have a complicated relationship with. And I think it's not always easy to know if something or someone is good for you or not. Because I think a lot of dangerous things are often disguised as something beautiful. And I guess that's confusing for us.
Completely. Very relatable song. Aurora, I want to talk to you about the new album, The Gods We Can Touch. Your first top 10 album in the UK. How does that feel?
Oh, well, it feels lovely. But it's also it's hard to understand or to grasp around things like that, because what success is looks very different to me, maybe, than to most people. Because I get much more happy when just one person tells me that the music touches their heart, or like that means something, and it's very easy for me to understand. So I don't really understand it, but I guess it's always nice when people welcome the music into their souls.
I want to ask you a little bit about Billie Eilish. I mentioned earlier on, your music actually inspired her to start creating music. And the track Runaway that she highlighted became a bit of a viral hit last year. Were you quite surprised to see a 7-year-old track suddenly rising up in the charts?
Yes, it was very strange. I think I wrote the song when I was around 11 years old. So it's very strange to see such an old song that's been with me.
I know.
It's been so close to my heart also, kind of like a friend, and the meaning in the song has changed for me and with my age. It's very strange. So it was very strange. I don't really know what to think about it, but it's very
lovely.
Yeah, the world works in mysterious ways.
As I said, you wrote that song so young. You started writing when you were very young. When did you write your very first song?
Oh, I think I was around 6 years old.
Wow. And did you always know this
is amazing?
Is this always the route that you were going to take, music?
Well, I didn't really think about it so much. I just knew that making music made me feel like I understood why I'm here. And I feel like that's what we are all looking for in this life, to understand why we exist and how to spend our time here. And making music just made everything make sense for me. But I didn't really plan out becoming an artist. That kind of just happened, but I enjoy it now.
You use your music to focus on a lot of issues. Why is it important for you to discuss things like environmentalism, LGBTQ plus rights within your sounds?
Well, there are so many things to fight for in this world, and we still have a long way to go, because it's still a world where many of us aren't really allowed to live our best and happiest life, which is just a really heartbreaking matter. And I think music touches us in a very beautiful way. It touches our hearts and our body often before our minds. And I think it's a good combination to talk about something you really care for, something I'm deeply invested in, while mixing it with pure emotion. I think it hits us in an important way, because I feel like sometimes we make matters that should be more emotional into like a political matter, like the global warming. You know, it's a very emotional thing that affects all of us, or at least it will at one point. It just makes sense. I guess that's, yeah.
Aurora, you've worked with everyone from the Chemical Brothers to Travis, and now you're out on tour. I think your tour starts off in Birmingham on the 27th of March. Are you looking forward to getting out there in front of a crowd?
Yes, I am. It's going to be so strange to start touring again. I haven't really been, as most artists, I haven't really been allowed to do what I do for 2 years now. So it's going to be very strange. And it's important because people make the music mean something. Like it's through the eyes and the reactions of the people that you notice that the music actually means something, and that I don't know, they make it magic. It's like alchemy. So I'm extremely excited to see this in people's faces again.
Oh, well, best of luck for the tour. Congratulations on the album, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. You too. Aurora, and her latest album, The Gods We Can Touch, is out now.